Hi, everyone, and welcome to our live class today. So, this is to replace the live Zoom classes that we usually have. And lovely to see a few of you have registered. So, again, if you want to message, then please do so. There's the little bubble that you can just write a little question in. I had an earlier live session on a different platform with 28 students on that one, and it was just great to see all the questions coming in. So it really does help, I think, sort of helps me answer your questions. That's the key thing. And I want you guys to get the most and the best out of this particular talk. So wonderful to see Eilish here already on the live chat. And I know Margaret is out there, Rachel is out there, you're all watching at home. So if you can do live chat, that would be awesome. So I suppose I sort of entitled this Premonitions, Precognition, Dream State. But in my research, in putting together my notes, I wanted to really cover a little bit about the brain and about the consciousness because everything's all interlinked. And those really big words that we use to describe states of mind are all linked into the brain and how the consciousness actually functions. So I thought I would just do a little bit of conscious anatomy first, and then we'll go in and we'll look at the three words. So that's a really good actual title, Conscious Anatomy. I'll keep that for later. So we've got this conscious mind, and our mind is hugely, hugely powerful, and it's all connected to the title Premonitions, Precognition, and Dreams. But I want you to get a feel, I think, for the states of mind that our brain moves in and out of all of the time on a daily basis. So we start with the conscious mind, and we're all in a conscious state right now, and that's that beta brain wave where we're really conscious, we're consciously thinking, we have this unconscious mind which is dealing with all of my hand gesticulations, etc. Our organs are functioning, we don't have to think about that part of the anatomy. But our conscious mind, our thinking mind, is telling us things. It has a dialogue with us on a daily basis. What am I watching? Why am I watching this? Can I eat that? Can I not eat that? I'm good enough. I'm not good enough. The beta mind and the beta brainwave is that process of that day-to-day thinking and the thought processes that we go through, our likes, our dislikes, our sources of stress, our negative self-talk, all of that is in that beta wavelength. We can still link into the beta brainwave in meditation. So this might be particularly interesting for the people who meditate and say, I just fall asleep. I don't get anything, Phil. And that's why I thought I would do this conscious mind process, because I think it's really important that in meditation, our brain wave can slow down to those levels. So when we are in a meditation, but our mind is still in that beta brainwave. So those are the people who go, oh, I found that really difficult to get into. Those thoughts and processes that might be sparked by the meditation. So it might be we're on a journey and we're saying, let's give ourselves unconditional love. But the brain's going, well, yeah, you're not good enough for that. I'm not worthy enough of unconditional love. I don't actually know what unconditional love. You're not quite in that deep enough brain state, that relaxed brain state. So you're getting some of that ego-fed information in that meditation. But then if you then just relax, so we're as meditation teachers, we're going to just relax the body, relax the mind then starts to relax a little bit deeper. We go into that alpha theta brainwave. And for those of you who know my work, theta healing is my work. And so we take our clients into that theta brainwave where it is in that suggestive mode. So in meditation mode, we are going into the subconscious mind. And in the subconscious mind, if you can really relax your brain, get into that subconscious mind, then we are tapping into our sources of imagination, our insights, we're feeling our thoughts, we're releasing our thoughts, feelings, etc., that we've stored up. We are in an unlimited space of subconsciousness. We can go anywhere. We can go literally, laterally. We can do anything we want. And we can tap into that untapped talent. So for those of you who do hypnotic therapy or theta therapy, that's where we can go in and go, well, we'll remove, release, and resolve this, but we're going to give you this instead. It's far more powerful. And that subconscious mind is that place where we can unravel some of the conscious food that our mind is giving us. So that plays into our premonitions, precognition, and our dream state. So that alpha and theta is better than alpha. It's just a touch deeper, but we're in that space. We go into that space where we're allowing our brain to unravel and to give us insights into who we are or what's occurring, or what that visualization, we're allowing our mind to consciously take us on a journey through our subconscious mind into that visualization to retrieve those messages and those healings. And that's why when we go into that deeper state, meditation is more effective. For those of my students who then say, I don't know where I went. I heard your voice. You said such and such, and boom, I was off. I was off. I feel quite disappointed. And I'll always say, don't panic. You will have had a good meditation. And I'm sure there's some of you out there. I'm thinking of you, Margaret. And that place that we go to, that is the delta brain wave. And this will all make sense when we then talk about those words that the course is named after. Delta brain waves are even deeper. That's when we're in that REM sleep where we just have no mindscape at all. There's no boundaries. We can go anywhere. We're connecting to our higher self. We're connected to our spiritual realms. We are boosting our immune system. We're releasing cellular memory. It drives our dream state. So we have these amazing dreams. In the delta brainwave. So when you're being talked down into it, just keep relaxing, just allow your mind to relax your body, blah, 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 off we go. And you go into a point where you're completely unconscious. Please believe that you are doing amazing work for your body. Absolutely amazing. And it's really important for you to understand that you haven't failed in terms of having a successful meditation. And I think that's the key thing. That's the feeling I get from students when they come out of a meditation. They're going, oh, I feel I wasted that. I don't know where I went. I didn't have any thoughts or feelings. It just disappeared. And I think it's really, really important that you just trust the process, that in that unconscious mind, in that delta state, that you are really doing some great work. And I think an example, this morning I was up at 5:00 doing an online theta course. And then I went back to bed at 6:45 so that I could then get ready for my other streaming. So I've had one streaming and then I've had this streaming course today. So, but when I went back to bed, I instantly went into that theta mode. I was with my theta teacher and I was doing a lot of healing work and I was moving in and out of, I was really aware of what I was dreaming. Then I wasn't aware of what I was dreaming. So the conscious mind it's really important to understand that our beta brain waves in a meditation state, our ego is still present. And when I'm saying, receiving loving, warm feelings, feel an angel, your conscious mind's going, oh, I can't feel an angel. I don't know what she's talking about. That doesn't make sense to me. But then if we slip slightly deeper into that alpha and theta brainwave, we then get a feeling of, she said, oh, I think I do feel something. Oh, yeah, that feels relaxing. And we're hearing and feeling our intuitive self. We're in that visualizing state. Our third eye is able to process the suggestiveness of what you're being told and then formulate that into a conscious picture for yourself. And then the unconscious mind, we go even deeper in a meditation space. You are off talking to your spiritual guides, your angels, your higher self. You are giving yourself a healing at the same time by boosting your immune system. We are allowing our body to regenerate, and we're slightly, just at that REM sleep state where we can really go off and just allow our unconscious mind to just expand. So, how does that link to premonition, precognition, and dreams? Because I really felt it was important just to give you some sort of visual. And I'm going to put this visual onto the Opus Soul Hub so you can have a look at the graphic. It's a really awesome graphic that I found. So, premonition and precognition. And déjà vu. Let's get déjà vu in there first of all. So déjà vu is where your brain is caught in amongst the unconscious and the subconscious mind. It's where, when we're at a conscious level, the subconscious brings up a memory and we're trying to put that into context. So it's not that we've had a premonition of something having occurred and we've traveled, we've been in the past, we've traveled to the future, we've seen this process, and now we're suddenly here. It's actually the brain finding a very similar situation in the amygdala and the frontal lobes, the visual cortex, and it's trying to put some sense into it. So it's going, okay, so this event happened in the past. This is really, really similar. And suddenly you're going to go, oh, I've got some deja vu. I feel I've been here before. But your brain's actually doing a recall and finding a memory from the past and trying to put some context into it. So déjà vu is a real chemical process within the brain between those different levels of consciousness that we have access to. And that's the amazing thing about the brain. It's a phenomenal search engine, constantly going through the roller index, finding things for us to think about, to ponder on, and then we get déjà vu. I did put a little video on the Opus Soul community hub in which you can access this guy's amazing description. He's quite comical, but he does describe what déjà vu is. And he does put it in such a way that you don't need, a medical degree to actually understand what he's saying. You might feel a bit devastated in that you suddenly realize, oh, I haven't been time traveling at all. It is just my brain linking two memories together and trying to figure out, I've been here before, but it isn't. You've had a memory, it's recalling a memory from the past and bringing it into the future because it's such a similar process and it's trying to make sense of that memory, that action, those thoughts, those words, or those people into current day. And so that is déjà vu. So it's not an intuitive thing, it's just a chemical thing. But it does get confused between a premonition and precognition. So that's where the confusion comes because the functions feel quite similar, but they're actually very different. And I think that's what people ask me, especially on the psychic development course. Students would ask, but what is the difference between these terms? So let's just break it down. A premonition is where your clear senses come into play. It's where your clear senses are tuning in to this unseen world and you get a feeling. Premonitions tend to be more of the feeling, the clear, sentient aspect of your body. So when we hear something about, say, someone or an event, we go, oh, that doesn't sound good to me. Then that's the start of your feeling body tuning into that event and getting a feeling for that event. And that would be classed as a premonition. Oh, and then afterwards, when people then reflect on, oh, I went to that event and it didn't turn out really well, that's when we can go, well, yep, that's what I thought, or that's what I felt at the time. So that's a premonition. It's a little bit like myself. So if I was to put this into context, so on the 4th of September, 2010, closing up my healing center, going into one of the teaching rooms, looking up and going, oh, right, okay, the roof's going to fall in. It was just a thought. For me, it's a thought. The roof's going to fall in. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. And then the quakes came on the 5th of September, and absolutely the roof fell in. So a premonition quite often is linked to something that is of a negative energy. So we have a premonition, a sense of doom and gloom about what is going to happen. And we often associate it with, I don't like using the phrase the darker elements, but that's how we tend to associate the word premonition, with that darker side of the universe or the energetic realms. But it is a sense of foreboding. You could be talking to someone and you get a sense of foreboding. So it's feelings and thoughts that have that make you sort of shiver, or it makes you respond with a sense of fear. That's a premonition. So that's just your auric field, your clear senses, instantly tuning in on words or situation, and then you're feeling it. You go, oh, that doesn't sound right to me. Oh, I wouldn't be doing that if that was you. Those are premonitions. And it doesn't have to be a big thing or a bad thing. It's just feeling, just feeling. A precognition is a process where psychically, if you like, where people are coming for readings and we're doing a tarot card or whatever. And so it's a pre-recognition of what may or may not happen. So a precognition isn't necessarily the same as a premonition because it isn't linked to those feelings of doom and gloom. But we're pre-recognizing events on behalf of other people. We are giving an insight, if you will, to what can or may be happening in the future. So everything again is down to energy. So when I give a reading for someone, let's say, I'm just reading the vibration at that time. It's up to them on how they react to that information. They can then change the outcome. They can change the outcome of that event to steer it to something that is more accessible or more in line with what they want the outcome to be. So precognition, as in seeing the future, divining the future, talking about the future, is an energy stream that can be changed at any time because it's up to the person who is receiving that precognition information as to how they then react to that and how they're going to react to that. And it's really important for you to sort of think about how how you handle information when someone says, "Oh, I had a dream about you," or "I felt this was going to happen," or "That was going to happen," or you get a reading from someone. Remember, that's their perspective. It may not necessarily be your perspective, or it may not count as something that is important to you. So you'll change your vibration, or not even link it into it vibrationally to sort of attain a different outcome. So deja vu is the brain trying to make sense of memories. So it will recall a memory to the here and now because you've done something that sparks the brain going, "Oh, I hadn't put together that memory. I can now put it in a place now." And we think, "Oh, I've been here before." A premonition is a feeling or a sense of knowing that something negative is going to occur. And a precognition is where we're divining into the future, seeing what may or may not happen, and handing that information over or using that information for ourselves. It depends who you're doing the precognition work for. So those are those three really specific things, sort of laid bare. I hope that all makes sense. And if you have any questions, please ask, and I will hopefully be able to give you the answer. Dreams can be both. So when we talked about the subconscious mind and the unconscious mind, is specifically the unconscious mind which goes into that deep, deep dream state. So we're in that REM state. And there are no limits to our mind, where the ego is completely unaware, it's fast asleep. The unconscious mind has free rein to take us to any part of the universe that it wants us to, and it gets quite excited. It's really important for you to think about your dreams. So, having a dream journal is really good. Usually, you should be able to remember your dreams from about 3 o'clock onwards, because we're coming through that unconscious mind up to that subconscious mind, and our brain is slightly more aware of what is happening. But you can dream both of a premonition of things that may not be really good, or a precognition where you dream about events that are still to come. At the end of the day, your dreams are a way of the mind, the unconscious mind, trying to scramble together, trying to defrag the computer that is our brain, to make sense of events that we have had, and all of the unfinished business, all of the words that you maybe haven't said, or the tasks that you haven't done, can all get rolled up into that amazing mindscape that can, I suppose, put an image to what we should have been doing, and it gives us access to possible solutions, possible outcomes, and possible positive results. So our dreams can be quite prophetic in some way, because they can foresee the future. They can tell us our future. Having a dream journal is a really wonderful way to, I suppose, quantify and qualify what your mind is doing. It's a really great way to write things down as soon as you wake up. Write them down before you forget them, because you're moving through that unconscious mind. Then we're at that 3 o'clock, we're coming up through from delta up to theta and alpha. We're remembering. As soon as we get into the beta, then we forget. We only have a few moments in time as we wake where we're still in that sort of alpha theta, that we can remember, absolutely remember, what our dreams are. Quite often for myself, I get lots of information from that 3 o'clock, in that twilight zone, if you will, through to about 6 o'clock. So my brain sort of gives me solutions to the issues. that I should be having. And interestingly enough, my brain was kept saying, "You're gonna have problems with your camera, your camera." And in my earlier stream, yep, I couldn't get my camera to work. So that was that a premonition? Was that a precognition? But it was certainly an alert that there was gonna be a technical issue. And then we fixed it, we managed to fix it. So we have to really give our mind space to allow us to really digest what it's giving us. We've got to give our mind some credibility that it is there functioning separate to our physical body. You know, our conscious mind is a really interesting thing to think about. Our brain is a physical thing that releases hormones and helps us do what we do on a daily basis. But the actual consciousness within our brain or within our heart, if it's Buddhism, the consciousness is in the heart space, then it's a wonderful thing or concept just to think about that, man, what is my brain actually doing? How is it supporting me on that ethereal level? And how can I start to tap into this infinite source that can go anywhere and everywhere at any point in time? It's a really amazing thing to think about. I don't think we think about our consciousness on any level. We just take it for granted. It's just something that we live with. I think with your dreams, the other technique that you can use is before you go to bed, is just to set your mind with the process of tell it, I want to remember my dreams. And it would be interesting, again, if you have a diary, just to see how effective that would actually be. So, for the likes of myself, I had to get up for this 5 o'clock uh, workshop, teaching workshop this morning with Theta's creator, Vienna Steibel. So, I just told my brain, well, you need to get up at 4:45 so I can get, 4:45 so I can be in the living room and switch on my computer. Sure enough, I was actually up awake at 25 to 5, which was great. And then I could get, but I told my brain that's when I needed to get up. And so somewhere in my unconscious and subconscious mind, it heard that information and it delivered on that information. When you go to bed, tell it, I want to remember my dreams. So, in a conscious state, tell it so that when you go into a subconscious and unconscious state, as you start to wake up, the conscious brain will go, oh, I need to remember that, and I need to remember that, and I need to remember that. There's no reason why you can't tell your brain to remember your dreams. I think one of the things that is really interesting about dreams, for myself, if I'm in a dream that I'm really enjoying, I get really, really annoyed if someone wakes me up, whether it's the cat or my partner. It's usually the cat, because it's so difficult to go back into that dream. And so we can sometimes in our dream state be enjoying our dream so much that we just don't want it to end. Our conscious mind is when it's time to get up, it's time to get up. And our unconscious mind, our subconscious mind going, no, I really, really want to stay there. Another aspect of our dreams in terms of spirituality is that there is quite a lot of meaning to dreams. And I can't find my dream book. I was going to show you my dream book and I can't find it. But there are lots of books out there for dream analysis. And they're really helpful if you want to delve into this topic on a sort of a deeper level. If you want to sort of really investigate some of those repeat dreams that you have. Why am I having these repeat dreams? Know for myself, um, I'm always in and around bathrooms. I'm either showering or I'm using the toilet, and it's all about cleansing and letting go. And I really understand that process of what that symbology is in my dreams. Other things that I do, I'm moving on different vehicles. So whether it's car, train, plane, or automobile, I feel like I'm in that movie. Um, there's different things. If I'm in cars, then I'm doing a solo journey, but if I'm in a train or on a bus, then I'm with a shared soul journey. So these are other souls from my soul group, and we're all going via the same vehicle to the same destination. And then when I'm in buildings and I'm in the basement, but moving up to the first floor or the second floor or the third floor and going into different rooms, to me, that's an indication that on a soul level, I've assimilated something, and it's time for me to move up a level in my conscious awareness. I'm moving in my ascension process onto a different level of consciousness. And it's always really interesting to see who's in those rooms. Again, these will be part of my soul group, and we're all journeying together, assimilating, accumulating, and using this soul information that we have to put ourselves onto a different level of awareness. And in our dream state, that's a wonderful, wonderful tool to start recognizing and to start, I suppose, recognizing is the right word, but from a personal perspective, just to start feeling that you're doing the work. Remember, in that delta state, you are connected to the infinite source of energy. You're connected to your higher self, your high spiritual guides. So you are going to be doing healing work on some level for yourself. And so when you start to get dreams where you're moving, be it by a mode of transport, be it by moving up a set of steps, in different buildings, moving from town to town, whatever it happens to be, if there's movement upwards and onwards, then take it from me that you are actually in a place where your soul ascension is happening. And that's a really lovely thing to recognize. It truly is. I think for myself, after having done some theta work this morning, I was really open to source energy. When I went back to bed, I went to sleep instantly, but I was in a room filled with just hundreds of people. Vianna was there. So I was still doing some of that cognitive work that we had talked about in that early morning training session. And I could just feel myself going to different places with these different people and what that meant for me. So it was sort of defragging what that meant for me in my path as a healer, but also as an individual doing my healing work. So the mind itself is the brain is the physical part, the mind is the non-physical part, the ethereal part, the etheric part, the energy part. The mind has a capacity and it has no boundaries. So the capacity, it could be here, there, and everywhere at any time, and it is unlimited. The only time it is limited, and I want to go back to that beta waves, is when we put into our mind the restrictive thoughts and feelings that we have, not good enough, where we overanalyze our dislikes, our likes. It's where we limit ourselves. I can't do this, I can't do that. If you can then relax your mind into that alpha theta state and reprogram your brain, which is what theta healing does, you can then become a bit more limitless, if you will, and open yourself up to a more creative experience with your consciousness, be it, as I say, a conscious mind, subconscious, or unconscious mind. So I hope you've found that little descriptor of premonition, precognition, dream state, consciousness, and the brain waves that our actual consciousness goes into. So we're going to just go into meditation. If there are no questions, that's fine. If you do have questions, you can, if you haven't found the speech comment section here on YouTube, you can always ask them later. We'll stay online for half an hour after this course. But let's go in and let's see if we can open up our conscious mind I think what I really would like you to do is to open yourself up to going into that deep alpha theta state of consciousness where you're not drifting off to delta where you become unconscious, but I want you to experience being in a conscious state and being open to your spiritual insights, your intuitiveness, and your creativity. So, when we're ready, just relaxing your mind and relaxing your body. I want you to think about any questions, any thoughts and feelings that you would like guidance on, because we're going to call upon your higher self to come and give you some guidance as well as your guides. So just relaxing your body, relaxing your mind, and just closing your eyes, making sure that you feel fully supported in your chair, or if you're lying on the floor, on a bed, whatever you're doing, just make sure you feel really supported. And we're going to just slow our breath down just ever so slightly, slowing our breath, taking a breath in and breathing out. And as we're relaxing our body, I want you to become consciously aware of your physical body. I want you to feel into your feet and your ankles, just relaxing them. Bringing your awareness to your calves, your knees, and your thighs. Just allowing the pressure, the stress, just to dissipate. And consciously moving your mind into your hips, your spine, your shoulders, just relaxing those shoulders, taking a breath in, breathing out. Just feeling yourself in a place of stillness. We're going to call upon your angels and your guides just to step forward, but particularly Archangel Metatron in his rainbow energy. Your awareness moves into the back of your throat, the back of your skull, into your physical brain, into your etheric mind, your consciousness, relaxing your thoughts, bringing in a sense of stillness. So taking a breath in, breathing out. Just bringing your thoughts and feelings into your heart space. And that conscious awareness of your physical body now. You're feeling your body becoming heavier and heavier. And you can let go of the external distractions. As you focus on your breath, breathing in softly, smoothly, slowly. And I'd like you just to imagine that there is a rainbow ball of light just beginning to formulate around your body. This is Archangel Metatron. You can feel that beautiful rainbow light just to the front of you and behind you, to your left side and right side, above and below. And you're going to push that rainbow light into the earth below and up into the heavens above so that you are connected to heaven and earth. Just extending and expanding that energy, moving that energy, feeling completely safe, utterly secure in your surroundings. Feels wonderful. I'd like you in this wonderful relaxed state. We're going to climb a set of stairs. And these are 10 steps. But on the fifth step, we're going to step into that alpha theta brainwave with the help of Archangel Metatron. So just seeing a set of stairs, steps 1 and 2, gliding up effortlessly, through steps 3 and 4, going up, 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 up to step 5. This amazing rainbow step that will take you into an altered dimension, will relax your brain into that alpha theta state. From step 5, moving into that beautiful, beautiful space of your subconscious mind through steps 6 and 7, going higher and higher into a deeper state of relaxation. Steps 8 and 9, going up, up, up. Really relax now into step 10. We're going to take you onto a wonderful white platform. And you're in a white room and it's bright white light. In the room, there is a chair or a healing bed that you can rest upon. And we're going to invoke the energy of Archangel Metatron to make his presence known to you via the color of the rainbow, or feelings, or thoughts, or knowing. We're going to invoke his energy now to step forward into this bright white chamber. I'd like you just to focus on what you're feeling, what you're seeing, and what you're hearing in terms of Metatron's energy. And I'd like you to spend a few moments of time asking Metatron how you can improve your connection to the spiritual realms, how you can improve your connection to the energy of Source, and what does the universe have to tell you at this point in your life? I'm going to leave you just for a few moments. Just allow Archangel Metatron just to really connect to your energy. Just go deeper and deeper into that brainwave mode. Be really mindful of any symbol or token that he is showing you. And be aware of any messages that you're going to receive for the next steps in your spiritual path. Will leave you to continue your journey. Archangel Metatron may place his energy around you on a deeper level, giving you a healing to release any blocks, any resistance. This will open your energy up to that deeper consciousness levels for your spiritual elevation, and he'll do that now. Feels wonderful. Well done. As in the talk earlier, tell your consciousness to remember everything that you have felt, seen during this meditation. We're going to bring ourselves back down from that wonderful consciousness, bringing our energy down, 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 coming through those wonderful higher vibrations, coming out of that alpha, theta state, down steps 10 to 9 to 8 to 7, down through step 6, becoming heavier and heavier, resting on step 5, on that rainbow step. And as you rest in that space, you're bringing back your thoughts, your feelings, your memories from your experience with Metatron. As you continue to come down, steps 4 and 3, becoming heavier, becoming more aware, coming into your space. Steps 2 and 1, coming back, fully into your body. We're going to pull our rainbow light into our physical being, taking a breath in, breathing out. As we bring our awareness into our body, we can feel our limbs, feel our breath. Once more, breathing in, breathing out. When we're ready, just opening our eyes, reconnecting with our surroundings. Gosh, I hope you enjoyed that meditation. Going on the rainbow light and doing that process of step 5 being the rainbow step, and then giving our conscious mind the knowing and understanding that the steps above it are going into that unconscious or superconscious mind, again, is another way of, I suppose, programming the brain that you're ready to go into a deeper state of meditation and that you feel safe and that you can do it, so that your dream state, your meditation states, or even just doing readings for yourself, going through that rainbow step can get you that stronger or deeper connection to the unseen world. If you do have any questions, then please do ask them. If you have any insights or you want to share what your meditation was like, then by all means do that via the Facebook page on Opus Soul or here on YouTube. I'm quite happy to respond to any comments. Thank you for taking your time out on what is a very rainy Sunday here in Christchurch. Hope it's dry and sunny wherever you are. And until the next time, until next month, it's been an absolute pleasure. Take care for now. Be really good to yourself. And I do hope that your meditations can become a little bit deeper with those exercises. Until the next time, bye for now.